Welcome, everybody, to We Geek Podcast. Today is September 24th, episode 175. My name is Adam, and as always, joined by my good friend Logan.
Hello.
What up, man? So how's your week been?
It's been a week. It's been a week. I didn't expect Downton Abbey to be as busy as it was, so there's that. But you know, it's been work and things at work and stuff at work and work stuff because
that was a movie that came out.
Yeah. This week was Downton Abbey, Rambo, and Ad Astra.
Wow.
Yeah, Downton Abbey, which did by overall standards modestly well. I imagine they'll consider it a success. Because it did fairly well, especially when you consider like it's a British fairly niche kind of TV show, and they were like, we're gonna make a movie, and most people went, what is Downton Abbey? Actually, to be fair, most people went, what is Downtown Abbey? I don't know what that is.
Right.
And but it did like 30-some million. So I mean that's decent by any standards, but I imagine for that it's probably very, very profitable.
Yeah.
So hey, kudos to them. Hats off.
Movies out of TV shows. I mean, I just saw recently. We probably talked about it before, but the prequel to The Sopranos.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
No.
Anything about that?
Uh-uh.
It's called The Saints of Newark. And did you ever watch The Sopranos?
I didn't.
Gotcha.
I'm aware of the premise and, of course, the infamous ending to it and everything, but
yes.
It
stars John Bernthal. What's his name?
Bernthal.
The guy in Say it again.
Bernthal.
Bernthal.
The Punisher.
Yes, exactly. He's in also the new what is it? Ghost Recon game.
Yeah.
And Michael Gandolfini or whatnot, who is the son.
Oh, his son, yeah, James Gandolfini's son. Okay, cool.
Yep. So, I thought that was interesting. That comes out on 2020, so it's like the prequel. It tells his story and stuff. So
nice.
Thought that was interesting. A lot of movies being made from shows, and the Sopranos one was always in talks for the longest time.
Oh yeah, that was a thing forever.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Yeah. Out of these, which ones did you go see?
I didn't see anything this week.
Oh, really?
Because I'm not interested in Downton Abbey. It's not my thing. Ad Astra, I'll get around to at some point. And Rambo, I have no I'm one of those that I loved the first one because it was an actual social commentary. And then when they did the 180 with it for the sequels, I was like, yeah, these just don't interest me. And especially with everything that's gone on with this last one, I'm just like, yeah, I don't want any part of this at all.
Yeah, that's one of those I'll catch when it comes to a streaming platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be in the mood for those kind of movies. You got to really want a big action, whatever. But I'm surprised. I was surprised. I thought it would do way better than that, but
I was expecting about what it did. And the market we're in here is not reflected in the numbers this week, because overall Ad Astra beat Rambo. Not here by a long shot.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah. Let's see what's coming out.
Really, this week is just Abominable. That's the movie. That's not the way everything looks. It's just that's the only movie.
Have we talked about Abominable or?
I don't think so.
That's the animated movie.
Yeah, it's DreamWorks Yeti movie.
Gotcha. That looks kind of cute.
Yeah, I saw Missing Link earlier this year, and it was what I imagine it's going to be the better of the two. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
But it'll be a thing. It had a fuzzy poster, so I'll give it that. That was clever.
Oh yeah.
It was furry, the whole thing, and I was like, all right, sure, why not?
That's cute. Oh wait, I didn't even talk about what I did this week.
What did you do this week?
I have, where do I start? So been playing a lot of games recently. I haven't been playing really games much at all this year,
Yeah.
but these last few weeks,
Well,
that's kind of
you got that Game Pass now.
yeah. I got that. Well, funny enough, not that much on Game Pass that I played. But yes, there's a ton of it though. I downloaded
Mm-hmm.
Gears, played a little bit of Gears.
Yeah.
That's been fun. I want to play Outer Worlds, but I don't think it's out yet.
Yeah, it is, I think.
It is because it says here pre-install available on October
Oh,
24th.
I'm confusing this with there was something else. Yeah.
And here's the thing: I thought people were already playing this.
I don't know.
I'm so confused. Yeah,
Yeah, I am too.
I played Ori and the Blind Forest with actually I went and helped my mom move her house, so I played with her because I was thinking, what's a game that like an older person could totally sit and watch or play that's not a first person shooter. And so we played a little bit of Ori and the Blind Forest, and she loved it. What else did I play a little bit of? Blair Witch, which is on the Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
What else? Metro. Oh, Forza.
Yeah, there you go.
Forza 5 or 4, which is pretty fun. It jumps between the seasons.
Horizon 4. Yeah. Forza Horizon 4. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, that was really fun. It comes with like the Lego, expansion and all this other kind of crazy stuff. There was an island thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was pretty cool. And I just downloaded Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which I want to jump into.
Yeah, I've heard that one's really, really good.
Yeah, exactly. But what I've been playing I've been playing a lot of a WoW Classic with a buddy of mine, listener of the show, Sean. Man, we haven't been able to play too much together, but man, I love Classic. It's fun to jump back in there and level up. And it's funny because I jumped in and I noticed like some old friends were like suddenly they're playing WoW again, like since they haven't touched it since like 2004 or 2006 maybe.
Yeah.
But the main thing I've been diving into is the Call of Duty beta.
Okay, yeah, tell me about it, because I'm not interested at all.
Oh, so, man.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me explain this one to me. What's good? What's new?
It just feels good. It's been said by pretty much everyone that no one does shooting better than the people of Call of Duty. Like the way it feels, maybe like Destiny feels as good, but Destiny's guns are more futuristic, if that makes sense.
Right.
Where these are, this is boots on the ground, Call of Duty, and it's fun as hell. They had a bunch of different modes. They had a new mode in there, which I forget the name of it, but it was basically 2-on-2, so it was like dueling.
Okay.
So you played 5 or 6 rounds where it was 2-on-2. Each round, you and your teammate and the 2 other people are given a random weapon. So like it might be shotguns that round, it might be pistols, it might be assault rifles, or submachine guns, whatever the case may be, or snipers, and it changes every round, and it gets intense. But it's quick. You're in and out, you're in and out, you're in and out, you're in and out. And then they have the other modes, which is, the normal 20-on-20 or whatnot. But another big thing they introduced was basically Battlefield. So it was 32-on-32. Yeah, and it's a big map, sprawling map, and it's got tanks, it's got ATVs, helicopters. So it's kind of mayhem at some point. So you get a lobby of 64 people. And what's also was interesting about this beta was it was the crossplay beta. So I could sit on my PC and I can play with my buddies who only own the PlayStation or Xbox, and we just hop on Discord. Or, we might just all hop in the PlayStation chat, but I might be on my PC playing. And it's an option you can turn on and off. So like obviously if you're playing on your console and you don't want to mix it up with people with a mouse and keyboard, you don't have to. And that was one of the options. It was basically saying, hey, do you want to play with other consoles and do you want to play with other people with mouse and keyboard? So if you played on a PC with a mouse and keyboard, it tried to still match you up with people that it would match you up with people on a mouse and keyboard. If you played on a PC with a a controller, it tried to match you up with other people with controllers.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's totally optional, so it's a win-win for everybody. It makes it where lobbies get filled really fast. You're not really waiting for a game, and at the same time, it's fun. So like, you bought a PlayStation and your buddy bought an Xbox, and you really don't, most people only have one console, or maybe they get like a Switch or something on the side, but you don't have to. You're no longer just tethered to that console with this kind of game. And I think, moving forward, almost all multiplayer games need to have this option.
Right.
And man, it feels so good on PC. It felt like turbo mode. Because I got the 144 hertz, or 144 frames per second for my monitor. It just, oh man, it flew by. The one thing I did realize after this week is I need to upgrade my RAM, and I'm doing that next week. I only have 8 gigs of RAM, and I want to update that to 32. But man, it just flew. It was so smooth. It was one of the I've had this gaming PC for about a year now, and it was one of the first times where like I really put it to its test, and it felt so good. There was no frame drops, no nothing. It was smooth as butter. So definitely picking that up. I think it's out next October. And it kind of got my buddies away from Destiny for a little bit, because they're all getting excited for the new expansion that comes out October 1st, called The Forsaken. So they're trying to get the last of the exotics and all that other stuff before the new one comes out. And it just pulled them away for the weekend, and they were like, oh wow. And they're all like, Call of Duty, it's one of they play the multiplayer for a few weeks, and then they drop off. Oh, another cool thing about this is there's no more season pass for Call of Duty. All the maps, when you drop the $60, all the maps will be included.
Well, about damn time.
Exactly. So that's even better for the cross-play, because all you do is buy the game, and you can play with everybody on any map whenever they come out with it. Now, who knows what they do? I imagine because they're not selling battle passes. I'm sorry, they're not selling these expansions. I imagine there'll be some sort of battle pass or something that they will have you buy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep, and it's what Fortnite does. It's what Apex Legends does. It's a way for them to still get you to buy something, but it's $10 for a season pass or whatever it's called, where you get basically skins and whatnot. But it's all cosmetic, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so that was a lot of fun. Been playing that all weekend.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep. And Call of Duty never really was my thing either. I liked World War II because my friends played it, but that was really the only one that got its hooks in me. And this one, just right off the bat, it felt so smooth. So, but yeah, it was cool.
It's good. Yeah, I've just kind of been kicking around on whatever. I played a little of Anthem because it's on EA Access now, which goes to show a lot, really.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's been fine. I haven't done much, but it's like, this is competent at least.
Yeah.
I can already tell why it didn't, break records. It's not some crazy brand new holy crap kind of thing. It just doesn't have that feel. But right. I mean, it's fine, whatever. I'm playing some Gears. I'm running out of excuses to not play The Last of Us anymore. Like it's been free a couple of times now, and it's on PlayStation now, and it's on PS Plus again next month. So it's like I'm out of excuses. So
well, do you not own it?
I do. I did for
okay.
I got it a long time ago.
Gotcha.
Because it was free at one point, way on back when, or remastered was like on sale or something cheap, and I got it then. But it's been a while, and I've just
have you played it all the way through?
No, I haven't played it hardly at all.
Me either. Yeah.
I got to I barely anywhere, enough to where like if I restarted I
Right.
wouldn't feel. It's not like how it is with Red Dead 2, which I
Hmm.
played for a good little while and then just stopped because it had to go back to Redbox at some point.
Yeah.
But it's that thing of like, if it's been so long that when I get back into it, I'm gonna feel lost. But I
Right.
I don't want to start over again because I've gotten at least a little ways.
Right.
Last of Us is totally different, where it's like, yeah, I've gone like nowhere. I can just start over, no big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. That beginning segment of Last of Us is crazy good too.
Yeah, yeah. The first, what is it, five,
Hmm.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
it sets a hell of a tone. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's for sure. Um. Yeah. No. And also, I downloaded today the Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast for the PlayStation and Switch because I'm a crazy person. And man,
Yeah.
it's
You know,
it,
it was it's on Xbox too. It's not on Game Pass, but it's cheap on Xbox.
right. It's been on Xbox for a little bit now, right? Because it was backwards compatible with
Yeah, because
yeah.
I think because they did a sale. They did a
Hmm.
Star Wars sale like 2 months ago or
Hmm.
something.
Yeah. Yeah, they like stealth put it on there,
Yeah.
which is cool. And it's fun. The uh what was I gonna say? There's no multiplayer. Apparently the multiplayer is gonna come with Jedi Knight Academy, which comes out next year, early next year. But what's cool about it on the PlayStation is it has trophies and it even has a platinum,
Okay,
which
now I'm listening.
yeah. But you got to beat it on the master
Ah,
difficulty, and oh my god, you realize real fast because it's built on the Quake engine. It's made for mouse and keyboard, so
yes.
when you're aiming,
Yeah, that's gotta be
man,
rough.
shooting those stormtroopers, it's like I'm hitting them, but it's not really. I don't know. When you bring it down to normal difficulty, it's like okay, a few hits and they're down. But on that master difficulty, it's like they're not going down, and the second you get hit, you're like half health.
Yeah.
It's a bit rough, but at least it has some save points and stuff like that.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, it's just one of those games. It's an old school Star Wars game. It felt so bizarre putting that on the Switch and the PlayStation because I just never thought that would happen. Um, but that's what I'll be doing for the next next month or so. I'd love to get that platinum. That would be awesome. And they have some fun platinums too, like Kyle shot first and stuff, where you shoot the stormtrooper first, and there's one for falling off the edge and all sorts of different stuff. But yeah, look up the secret areas if you want to get uh, those trophies. But that definitely it makes it fun to play on the PlayStation.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, and I've been playing with my little brother some Borderlands 3.
Oh yeah, and how is that?
It's fun. I mean, I never really got into the first two Borderlands, but from what I understand, it's just more of that.
Okay.
A lot of, ridiculous banter. The gunplay is fun. Um, it's not quite there with like Destiny and Call of Duty for the way the guns feel, but there's apparently a million of them. I feel like I'm constantly getting new weapons and upgrading and getting gear. And I'm playing like the Beastmaster class, which is pretty cool. So like you send out your dog thing and it goes and attacks. But it's been fun. I've been playing that with him. Um, Need to play it more though, because I felt like Call of Duty got in the way of everything this weekend.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's been really fun.
Nice. Nice. Very cool.
Yeah, like I said, the last few weeks that's been playing a lot of games. Or I didn't there for a while, but I'm back. Yeah. All right, where were we? We're at movies.
Yeah, we were just getting started.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Downton Abbey about 31 million. Ad Astra 19. Rambo Last Blood almost 19. It Chapter 2 another 17. Puts its total up to closing in on 180. It'll have a 200 million domestic run easy, maybe 250 by the end of everything. And Hustlers picked up another almost 17. for about 62.5 million altogether domestic, which is pretty respectable. And it astonishes me, the crowd that comes out of Hustlers, because the like average age looks to be like 55, 60.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm just like, did you guys know what you were getting into when you went in there?
Yeah. Yeah, it does seem like a little bit older of a movie, though. Like, I could totally see that.
Really?
Yeah, I not maybe 50, but like 30, 40 for sure. 40 for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, I'm looking at this as like the prime like 18 to 35 male demographic.
No, I see a lot of moms going to that for sure.
Okay.
I do.
There's okay. That's a fair point. I'll give you that.
It's an empowerment movie. I mean, I totally could see that.
That I'll give you. That, like a soccer mom night out kind of thing. Absolutely, yes. Like I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean like old. Like I'm talking like retired old.
Yeah.
And that to me is just like, okay, like, you guys do things, and couples, not just like old retired ladies in groups, but I mean like couples.
Yeah.
So okay, do your thing.
Yeah.
But
That's cool.
more power to them, I guess. And I've heard it's actually really good, so I'll check it out at some point,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll see.
Yeah.
But, and then this week, it's just Abominable. So, and I don't expect that to perform real well. It doesn't look particularly interesting. It doesn't seem like DreamWorks threw a lot of marketing into it, aside from a couple of neat posters. So I'm not expecting a whole lot out of it this week.
Yeah. Did you see the trailer for the new Adam Sandler movie?
I did. What is it? Uncut Gems, right?
Uncut Gems. It looks pretty good.
It actually does look. It looks like something I will actually watch that has Adam Sandler in it, which is the first time I've said that in a while.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I was like, oh shit! Like this is like a good Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, well, because
when he's not being a goofball and he's not, don't get me wrong. There's a place for everything. Those kind of Adam Sandler movies, but
yeah, it was called the '90s.
Yeah, the Netflix. There's a place for it. There's a ton of people that like that kind of stuff, and that's cool. But man, this looks like a good one.
It actually does. It really does. I give credit where it's due. That I feel like his character might skew a little too much. I wanted to see. The trailer was too much of him like grinning and smiling and acting like nothing was wrong.
Right.
When the entirety of the trailer was everything has gone wrong.
Right. Where's the money?
Right. And it's like, I wanted to see a little bit more of, because he almost looked like a doofus by the end of it, where it's like, you have to stop smiling at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But I just chalk that up to, for now, for the way they cut the trailer. But but we'll see. I'm actually kind of, I'm not going to say I'm looking forward to it, but I will watch it when it comes out.
Yeah, A24 has these gems.
A24 is a strange little production house.
Oh yeah. I mean, have you seen Euphoria yet?
No.
Oh, it's good.
Cool.
Yeah, it's by A24. It's like what if HBO did a show about teenagers with that studio, and it's just fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like Kids, but by A24. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, I thought that was, I was like, oh, hey, gonna see that one. That looks cool.
Yeah, it does. It actually does.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We got some Ghostbusters news?
Yeah, so Dan Aykroyd's gonna be in the new film. That cat was kind of let out of the bag a little while ago. I think Sigourney Weaver talked about it. Yeah. That she and Murray and Aykroyd were all coming back. But Dan officially was just like, yeah, so I'm doing this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
awesome.
Yeah, it'll be neat. I'm excited about this. I am. Yeah. We're probably not going to get a trailer. We may get one at Christmas. We may get one before Because who has the rights to Ghostbusters? Is it Sony?
I think so.
I feel like it's Sony because I think the last one was.
Yeah.
But so if it's them, we may get a trailer of some kind before Jumanji at the end of the year. That's going to be the earliest we see something like that.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But so I don't know. We'll see.
Cool. Good stuff. We got some weird Batman news, huh?
Yeah. Jeffrey Wright being added to the cast, I get. Because I could see him maybe as like the Lucius Fox character. Just because that's the first one that springs to mind. He has that similar kind of gravitas to it, where and that's just coming from Westworld. You know, he could sit and explain the technical limitations of the Bat computer as it relates to whatever, and you're like, okay, sure, I get that, perfect. But you know, I mean, it could be anybody, but I don't see him being a villain. Jonah, I Was Born to Play the Penguin Hill, on the other hand, I can definitely see. Yeah, I see it. I
don't see him being the Penguin. I see him being the Riddler.
No, I see Oswald. I look at Jonah Hill, I see Oswald Cobblepot.
You could totally do that, I guess. Jeffrey Wright, though, apparently he's going to play Commissioner Gordon.
He's good. Okay, I'm down for that. That works.
Yeah, which I could totally see. You're right. I guess I could see him as the Penguin. He's not fat anymore, though. He's not a big guy.
Well, I mean,
I guess it did do the skinny one, right?
Yeah, in the comics, and especially like through the Telltale games, like they've kind of shied away from that.
Yeah.
Somewhat. It's some adaptations have changed that a little bit, and there's, you know,
even in the new Gotham TV show, he's
right
skinny kid. So you're right, I guess. You're right, and he would be weird as I don't know. I kind of wish they would do the Court of Owls.
Well, you know, let's talk to Rocksteady about that.
Yeah, where have they been? They're supposed to announce something today, right?
They were, yeah, and then Snyder tweeted something about it relating to the Court of Owls, and then deleted that tweet, and we haven't heard anything since.
No, they did. Rocksteady just they tweeted yesterday?
Yeah,
like the logos.
Yeah, but I mean that was it. It was like, hey, look, we tweeted a logo, and we mentioned something about the Knight with a K, and that's it. Like nothing.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's crazy, man. They got. Oh man, I want to know what they're working on. It's got to be Court of Owls. That would be pretty dope.
It would be neat, but I mean, you know, it can't be an Arkham game. It's got to be something. It's got to be a different, like, okay, that series is done. This is a different Batman series now.
Right. I think a lot of people were saying that this new Batman movie might be based on something like The Long Halloween, or parts of it where it involves a lot of the villains. What do you think? Have you read The Long Halloween?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. That's probably, arguably, a lot of people's top 5 runs, right? Stories is The Long Halloween. Probably Court of Owls is in there too.
It's usually like Killing Joke, Year One, Long Halloween. I think Court of Owls recently has definitely added to that. Hush is another one.
Yes, Hush is a good one. Yeah, I think the Court of Owls it was because when the New 52 came out, there wasn't a lot that was good, but that was like, people jumped on that. They were like, yeah, this is actually really good. It's not just good; it's one of the best Batman stories. And so you're absolutely right. It's got a lot of new readers involved. So yeah, man, whatever they're working on, you know, we're gonna be there day one to see it. I'm excited. Did you see the Walking Phoenix news? I guess a reporter asked him.
Yeah, because they're going on and on and on about, you know, about the violence in Joker, and whether or not it's glorifying this or anything. And I've got to believe that he, especially at some point, has just gotten to where it's like, I'm tired of answering this exact same stupid question over and over and over.
It was actually the opposite of that.
Okay,
apparently he was so thrown off by the question, he never thought about that. That was his first time he was ever confronted with that, and he got
Okay.
up for about an hour and walked away from the interview, and he came back and didn't answer the question,
Okay.
which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, because all I saw was the headline of, Joaquin Phoenix walks out over interview after asked about violence.
Yeah. I mean, the exact quote was, hold on, sorry.
Yeah, this'll teach me just to skim the headlines, not actually read the news stories.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sorry.
No, sorry.
Yet
Because
Phoenix doesn't seem to have considered the kind of question at all. So when I put it to him, basically in quotes, aren't you worried that the film might previously end up inspiring exactly the kind of people it's about without potentially tragic results? His fight or flight response kicks in. Mine too. Just about basically he says that's when he walked out for about an hour, and I guess he came back and said he never thought of that. And I think even the studio came out today and talked about it.
yeah, Warner Brothers released a statement saying that to paraphrase, it basically said this is a piece to provoke conversation, not to glorify this behavior.
And
It's
what made it even worse was that like the victims' families of the Aurora shooting came out and was like, hey, we're not saying don't make these kind of films, obviously freedom of speech and expression and whatnot, but we would wish that the studios would think about this kind of thing, uh, so that it doesn't happen again, and glorifying essentially um, this kind of behavior, because ironically it's going to be shown again in the same theater where that happened, and it's gross to them, I guess.
and I understand that, and
Yeah,
I'm not gonna come down and say how dare they, because they went through something that hopefully, God willing, none of us ever
right,
will.
right,
But there is the argument that they haven't seen this movie, so they
right,
don't know exactly, and they never will, and that is absolutely their right, and I
yeah,
understand that. But we've been seeing a lot of that with a lot of these pieces that have come out saying the same thing. Oh, how dare they? This is, this glorifies this. This paints him as a sympathetic character, and this and that. And
right,
always in these articles, it includes the phrase, "But the author of this article has not seen the movie."
right.
So then, shut the fuck up. I
Right, and at the
don't.
same time, you can't. These type of things are going to come out. They're going to make
And
violent movies about serial killers. They're going to make violent movies about video games. There's going to be horror and terror in all of them. And
right.
I would never tell anyone how to feel a certain way about it. Especially like, I mean, for example, the Call of Duty controversy about the white phosphorus being in it. A lot of soldiers and veterans were that was kind of gross to them as well, that was in a game and you were going to get that as a killing streak. Everyone's totally entitled to their opinions, but also these people, they can make what they feel is their art, and only the people can decide. You buy it or you don't buy it, and there are there's ratings to these things. There's a reason why this movie is rated R. Um,
Yeah.
and it's it sucks. This guy, there's no real good answer to any of this.
the
Um,
the answer to it is to let people make the art, and then
mhm,
judge it after. Like, don't hear about something and make a snap judgment. Actually,
right,
either, and again, if you look at this and you say, you know what, this, for any number of reasons, this is something I am not comfortable with, then that needs to be your point, and that can be the side of the conversation. Something like this
right,
is not, does, for me, for X, Y, or Z reason, it is not comfortable for me. That's a conversation worth having. Hey,
right,
I saw this movie and I think we need to have a conversation about it. Absolutely. But the ignorance of people who are just coming at this with no connection to this, and not the victims' families. Obviously, they have a direct connection to something like
right,
this, and they say what they will, and all power to them. but the reviewers and critics and so on who are coming to a judgment on this movie without actually having seen it, they are doing themselves, they are doing the art of filmmaking, and they are doing the responsibility of what it means to be a film critic a tremendous disservice in this ignorance. And
Right.
it's
Yeah.
and that, I think, is another discussion to be had. Well, if you've never, why are you judging this without having seen it? Well, because I don't like this. Okay, why?
Mhm.
Let's talk about this. And for a lot of them, it seems like there's no reason other than, well, this movie's going to cause controversy. I need to get this article out. Why? Why? I don't understand. I don't understand the mentality of someone who would want to be taken seriously as an actual critic, as someone who wants to contribute to the discussion of an art form, but decide that without having seen something or without having actually experienced some piece of art, film, music, what have you, they're going to go ahead and give their opinion on it as if they're an expert.
Exactly.
That's
And
that's just
it's
crap.
yeah, it's one of those things that depiction does not equal endorsement.
Exactly.
There's gonna be plenty of filmmakers who make movies about slasher films and horror films and disaster movies and terrorism and all that other stuff. It doesn't equal endorsement at all. And if my suggestion is, there are real world ways to fight against that kind of thing.
Yes.
For one, there's organizations out there for gun safety. And what was it? The Correlation to Stop Gun Violence. There's all sorts of different things out there. Vote. Go out there and vote against that kind of stuff to get those kind of things out of someone's hands. The real world stuff. You know what I mean? A movie's
Right.
going to be a movie. A video game's going to be video game. Music, Eminem's going to be able to rap whatever about he wants to, and there's not much you can do about it.
Right. And the idea of understanding where someone comes from does not mean you support that.
Right.
You can look at someone and track their journey of, oh, they got laid off at this job, the plant did them dirty, blah blah blah. He goes and blows it up. You see where he's coming from. It's a horrible and despicable outcome, but you get that kind of thing. I understand, school shooters who were bullied, who make the decision to come in and commit these just horrific atrocities. I
Right.
understand where they're coming from,
Mhm.
but I absolutely still abhor where they went with it.
Right.
Just
Exactly.
saying, I see where this went. You can follow the
Connect the dots.
breadcrumbs. You can connect the dots, exactly. But that doesn't mean you're endorsing it. You're saying, look, just understand. And I think that idea is something that seems so foreign anymore, that the idea of asking people to consider something like that, to apply that kind of critical thinking to something like that, is the knee-jerk reaction is, well, how dare you expect me to like this, when that's not what's being presented.
Right. Exactly. Oh yeah. I agree. Completely agree.
But anyway, that being said, neither of us have seen the
That
movie.
comes out soon,
so,
right?
Yeah, it's next week.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a fascinating character study. I'm not going to be coming out of this rooting for the homicidal maniac in face paint.
He's the bad guy.
And
it's
that's
supposed to look pathetic. It's supposed to be sad.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're gonna get out of it.
Yeah.
It's yeah. So yeah. But anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway, Jonah Hill. He's gonna be something in Batman.
Yeah, my money's on Penguin. I think
There you go.
I think he's gonna be Oswald Cobblepot. I could see him being the Riddler. I could, but if I'm betting on this, I'm betting Penguin.
Or no, I was gonna say Clayface.
Ooh, that would be interesting. That would
Yeah.
be very interesting. I would be down for that, because they haven't done him on film yet.
They haven't. No, they've done most of the other ones.
Yeah. So I'd be all right with that.
Yeah.
We've
We've seen Scarecrow. We've seen Riddler. We've seen Two-Face, Penguin.
Mr. Freeze.
Yep. Mr. Freeze. They should put Arnold in it just for fun.
I would love to see him cameo in it. Just let him be just something completely ridiculous. Something that's like tangentially connected. Like let him be an ice cream man.
Here's no, I was gonna say here's what you do. He's in Arkham. He's walking by the glass. One glass is just full of, white whatever. It's like frozen almost.
Yeah.
And then you just see an outline of basically Arnold's like shadow of his face while he's walking by, and he's like, "That's Mr. Freeze." Like that's all you got to do.
How are you, Victor? Oh.
Yeah, exactly. And and the audience knows, oh, that silhouette is Arnold.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah. Anyway, where were we?
Where were we indeed? The machine. Oh, this freaking story, Jesus. I'm happy for him. I'm thrilled for him. But oh my God, they'll make a movie out of anything anymore. In fairness, though,
True.
this could be an interesting comedy. So Bert Kreischer's whole viral The Machine story has been optioned by Legendary.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. It's gonna be bad, but it can be a fun bad.
Right.
Like there's no way this is gonna be like, oh my God, this movie's amazing. It's gonna be just it has to be taken lightly. It really does.
Well, at least he'll actually get credit for this time.
Yes.
Because the story of Van Wilder is about him.
Yeah.
And so now he's actually going to have a movie based upon his stories.
Yeah.
Where he gets credit and money for.
Yeah, how about that?
I thought was cool.
But, more power to him. He's gonna produce and obviously be a credited writer on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really just expecting the news to come out to wind up saying written by, produced by, directed by, and starring Seth Rogen. Like I really am.
Could be. He's a little old for college, but yeah.
Yeah, but shave him. He'll be fine.
Yeah, it's true.
And trim him down a little bit. Give him a different hairpiece.
That's true.
It'll work.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. Like it's gonna be. It is. It'll be bad, but I'm hoping it's a fun bad at least. It has all the ingredients to be a really entertaining 88-minute film.
Oh yeah.
If it's over an hour and a half, then they've done something wrong.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Go ahead, jump into TV news. Showtime, after stalling forever on production for the King Killer Chronicle, has decided to pass on it. So so Lionsgate is shopping it around to other networks and streaming services and what have you. The rumor going around is that it may wind up at Apple.
Yeah.
And I think that would be interesting. I know they have their big, what is it, C, right? Their big epic
yes.
Apple TV Plus launch title. Like that's their big one with Jason Momoa.
Yes.
But I really think, with Netflix kind of floundering a little to find something that fits this mold, Amazon coming out swinging with Lord of the Rings and Good Omens and Wheel of Time. I think that this is a jewel for Apple. I really think this is something they should jump on to grab that piece of the audience.
And they have the money to. If you look at C, the production value of that alone.
Yeah, it's it's expensive, but it looks like it was money well spent because it's gorgeous. You look at it and you just go, "Oh, this cost a lot of money."
Yep.
And that's that's fine. It's one thing to look at something and go, "Oh, I bet this was done on a budget," and you're like, "Oh no, this cost a fortune."
Oh yeah, any of the Apple programs they've shown so far, it looks like just money was thrown at it.
Yeah.
So
and
that's what you want.
And this is something that will take money,
Yep.
but to do it right, you have to invest. And I really think this is because Amazon's spending what $500 million on the Lord of the Rings show.
Yep.
It's
they spent half of that on the rights and the other half on actually making it.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Disney Plus, pick a series. You know, they're doing
Yeah.
3 Star Wars shows, a bunch of Marvel shows. Like, I mean, they're coming out hard. So, I
Yeah.
mean, this would be a big, because this is a name. This, you know, I mean, C is a nice big epic thing. It's got Jason Momoa attached to it. That'll draw some people. But you need a property that people recognize.
Yeah.
And I think this could be it. And this will fill that fantasy niche quite nicely for them. So,
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Real fast. Did you see the news about George Lucas?
That he didn't really like what Disney was doing with Star Wars. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I don't know how this was news because we knew about this for a very long time now. I guess Bob Iger recently came out in a memoir.
Yeah, his autobiography. Yeah.
Yeah, and said that Lucas felt betrayed and upset because they didn't use his treatment for the the last 3 movies in the Skywalker saga.
Well, and another thing was that he didn't like that they didn't do all completely entirely new things. That they
remember the remember when we heard about what the treatment was going to be?
Yeah, I do.
About the Metachlorians, and it was 3 movies that involved the micro world of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but that's definitely not a direction I would rather see them go in.
No, I wouldn't have wanted that at all.
Not at all. You think people were upset about the way they treated Luke? Imagine if we got 3 movies about the microverse in Star Wars. Now, don't get me wrong. I love it in a comic book form. Hell, even if 20 years down the road they said, hey, we're going to make 3 movies of how George Lucas wanted to do it. Sure.
Yeah, okay, fine. Do you think?
But, yeah, it's something, a what-if scenario. Awesome. But, yeah, I it just, any fuel that some people can get to say, hey, see, this is why, we didn't like The Last Jedi. That's all really. That's the only reason why it's news right now. I do think it sucks. He's the person who created Star Wars. I feel for him, But at the same time, he had to have known, like, when he sold it, he gave up creative rights.
Right, and that was something that he fought against, especially very early on when he first wrote the Star Wars and had to break it down. That was something he fought against, was giving up that control, and it's why he wound up. I think this was just kind of the final straw in becoming the thing that he hated, because Lucas famously hated the studio system, so he did everything on his own as much as he could, up to the point where LucasArts became a studio. Yeah. And, I mean, look at ILM and Skywalker Sound. And I mean, look at the ranch. It's a monumental production and post-production facility. But, so he wound up kind of becoming a studio unto himself. And I think
he became so burnt out with the prequels and how the fans treated him with it.
Yeah.
That he thought, in the right hands, the only studio that it could be in is Disney, which I completely understand why you would think that.
Sure, he was making movies for kids.
Right. And here's the thing. He said that about the first one, the Force Awakens. He said that he didn't see anything new.
Yeah.
But you can't say that about The Last Jedi. I mean, if anything, that's why people were upset, was because it was doing something different.
Well, I think, and the thing that was in Iger's memoir was that it wasn't making the big, like, technical advancements that Star Wars kind of became famous for. I mean, Lucas had to make a company to make Star Wars because, he had to make ILM because the facilities and the technology didn't exist. Mm-hmm. And he was disappointed that The Force Awakens went back to, was familiar. That was the way it was. And it was just kind of like, but George, we had to make it familiar because if we did something wildly different, people would get lost and lose their shit, So we didn't do that. We did a love letter to Star Wars as a means of a jumping off point.
Oh yeah, it was everything I think it needed to be, and I think Disney made the right decision with what they did, and there's a lot of things that Rian Johnson did in his movie that was a bit different. I mean, the scene where she jumps and she goes through hyperspace through the ships, we never saw that before. The way the audience reacted when they saw that visually,
yeah,
and the sound going out, they literally had to put signs in the theater to tell people, like, that's supposed to happen because they were so taken back.
That was the show that I was in the first time I saw it. When the sound cut out, everybody, like, people out loud were just going, "What, the movie broke?"
Oh,
Like,
see,
yeah.
I'm glad my audience was smart.
Yeah.
Just realized they were. I think they're all the breath was taken out of them when they saw. They're like, holy shit! Like,
Yeah, that
look,
was
like we've never seen that in a Star Wars movie.
no, and I mean that was where I went with it too. But everybody was just so focused on something was missing that it had to be wrong, because because again, and that became the part of the Last Jedi crowd was just how can we find things that are wrong.
Right.
But no,
I
I'm all for, and that happens. I find that happens when filmmakers intentionally drop out the sound. We will get people come up and complain. There was no sound during this. Yeah, there wasn't supposed to be. Well, but there was dialogue. No, you were looking at someone, and it's always the same kind of thing. Somebody's holding on to somebody, and they fall, and they're looking up at the person, and the mouth is moving, and there's no dialogue. Right. And it's like these people have never seen that before, and they freak out. They're like, "No, but they were saying something." It was like, yes, they were. Well, can you rewind it? Why? That was the movie. That was done right, but they didn't say anything. I know. Don't talk to me. Talk to whoever the hell made the thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Absolutely. All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw us off track there.
No, that's fine. We're getting down to that wire anyway. We are Star Wars in less than 3 months.
Yep.
So I'm slowly starting to get ramped up. My goal is to I want to try at least to read up on every one of the current canon novels that I've missed. I'm gonna try like Aftermath again. I'm not gonna force myself. If I dig in and I just can't find it, then so be it. Like,
there's so many other better canon books.
There's tons. Oh yeah, there's we're up to like over a dozen now, I think.
There's way more than that. But I mean, if you're talking about the adults.
Well, yeah, I mean, novels. When I say novel, I mean novel.
Gotcha.
I'm not talking about like the comics and that kind of stuff. I just mean like the like novels. Yeah.
Yeah, like the Black. Is it Black Spire?
Yeah, that's one.
Like that's one that a lot of people are saying is really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. There are plenty. It's
Alphabet Squadron.
Yeah, there's another one. And some of them, I've read. Master and Apprentice, I've read. Ahsoka, I've read. Lost Stars, I can recite practically.
Right. The Thrawn books.
And all 3 of the Thrawn books. God, they're good too. They're really
good.
What was the Sith Lords? Did that one?
Sith Lords. Yep. Did you know that Dash Rendar popped up in the Solo book?
Really?
Yeah, that's what I was reading. Like,
how about that?
Yeah, I guess Han Solo tried to take credit for something, and Dash was like, "Nope, that was me," and like kept walking, or something like that. Like, there's a joke about how like he tried to take credit for something Dash Rendar did.
Fair enough. That sounds like Han.
Oh yeah. There's Dooku Jedi Lost, which is like a audiobook, but it's like a what do you call it? More of a it's like an audio play where it's like fully cast.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, and I think they actually printed it, but it was for most part it was for Amazon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hear the one for the Galaxy's Edge is pretty good. Or is it Black Spire?
It's Black Spire, yeah.
No, but there was another one.
There's another one coming out. Black Spire is the one that's out right now.
Yes, yeah.
Black Spire, there is another one that's coming out, I think, here in a couple months.
Crash of Fate was it has to do with Galaxy's Edge, but it like Black Spire is the one that has like the actual characters in it at Disney.
Yeah.
And then there's a few more that are also coming out. Like there's Resistance Reborn.
Yeah, there's a lot of Journey to the Rise of Skywalker books.
But I think those come out like when the movie comes out. So.
A lot of them are like end of October through November, most of them.
Right. Well, that'd be cool. Yeah, and I think like Spark of the Resistance is the ride, right?
I sure.
There's like a new Disney ride coming out like December, I think.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, that it's at that part of the park. But anyway, I digress. Yes, I'm in full Star Wars mode right now. Like I'm reading through Thrawn, and, and I got the Jedi Knight game. I'm in full Star Wars mode right now. Yeah. Disney Plus can't come soon enough.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's another month and a half yet. We'll get there.
Yeah. Why can't we be Sweden?
I know, right?
Yeah. I saw that some of the movies have like bonus features. I'm curious how much bonus features they'll have in the Star Wars movies.
Yeah,
If they'll have,
that'll be fun.
yeah, I'm curious if they'll have all the documentaries from the Blu-rays, you know, because there's a ton.
Yeah. Speaking of streaming services, NBC formally announced Peacock because their marketing department sucks, I guess. I just really hate that title. I really do. And it's gonna have like all of their stuff, and it's gonna have Universal stuff and their movies. And there's going to be a new Sam Esmail from Mr. Robot is going to be doing a new Battlestar Galactica series. It's going to be in that universe.
I feel like every streaming service has to have some sort of big blockbuster sci-fi.
Yeah.
And this is theirs. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, you got Star Wars for the ABC. You got this for this one. You got Star Trek for CBS. We now have the C, which is not sci-fi, but you know what I mean, for Apple.
Yeah.
I feel like they're all like, hey, let's put our big sci-fi fantasy adventures on the streaming platform. But yeah, I love Battlestar Galactica. I'm curious how they'll do this.
Well, because it's not a reboot.
Right.
Like they were originally were like, oh, he's rebooting Battlestar Galactica, and he was just like, no. It's just a story that's in that universe. Like, oh, right. So it's gonna be like Caprica and probably fare just as well.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Not a big selling point for me. More power to NBC, and there were some other original stuff that they showed. They were like, and we're doing this, and we're doing that, and I honestly just couldn't be bothered. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I wish I was, but I'm not. But this I think may be my favorite news of the week, though, is that Smallville's Lois and Clark are both coming to the Arrowverse crossover.
Yeah.
The Crisis on Infinite Earths will have Tom Welling and Erica Durance. I'm like, I was always gonna like check this out, and do like some quick catching up beforehand of just the stuff with the Monitor. So I had a little bit of a background with how they were doing this anyway. But
you think they'll get Chloe to come back?
They'd have to break her out of jail.
Oh yeah, I'm just kidding. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw people were upset that Michael Rosenbaum wasn't coming back, but I mean that kind of makes sense.
He passed. They talked to him about it, and he passed on it. Which I'm fine with, because this isn't about him.
Right.
It's not a Lex Luthor thing.
Right.
So I'm okay with that, and he was okay with that, it seemed. So
yeah.
I get why people are upset, because Michael Rosenbaum was a phenomenal Lex Luthor.
Yeah. I think he was one of the big stars from that.
And just to see him again, it would have been great. But narratively it doesn't fit, so don't force it.
Right. Yeah, man, I've fallen off the Arrowverse for a few seasons now for all of them.
Oh yeah, I was gone long before all this, and I have. So I'll do a little catch up of like, what are the essentials that I'm gonna need to know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I'll get around to that. They're all on. They're on Netflix still, I think.
Yeah, I think they're still there.
For now, anyway. Before the CW, really hunkers down on their service. So
yeah,
all that stuff goes to HBO Max, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's probably where it'll go.
So that'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I had some video game news today. We had a State of Play and an Inside Xbox, which I turned off when they got to Felix the Reaper.
Yeah, I did. Man, it felt like was it not CVS? What's that old? What's the TV channel where they would sell things?
QVC.
QVC.
Yes.
That's it. CVS.
Yes.
Jesus. Yeah, I felt like there was at one point where they put rock stars on the table, and they were like, "Look at this can."
They did. Yeah, they were literally like, and by the way, if you buy that, like, it was a Gears tie-in.
It was a Gears tie-in. They basically were saying if you play by October, some date in October, you can play as
right. You unlock Batista if you play by October 6th, and also we have this promotion with Rockstar.
Well, they took a freaking Disney line because they go, and if you don't play him, he's going back into the vault.
Oh God, they did. Yes, and we forgot the combination a long time ago. And I was like, you guys are Xbox. Be on your shit.
Oh my God! Like
no, it was bad.
That's when you run out of games to talk about. You push Rockstar.
That's why I like that Sony went the Nintendo Direct route.
Yes.
And they were just like, look, here's just stuff. We're not going to sit here and bore you with, we're not going to do a talk show about this. It's just, here's the game.
Yeah, I don't need a 50 or 60-year-old man try and QVC me some Rockstar energy drinks in between some games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I thought both were kind of weak. Both, they don't have the same magic as Nintendo, but they're at least Sony's trying to go the same route, and it makes sense. I'm sure most of them will go this route next time. But yeah, the Xbox One, there was only a few things.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which one do you want to start with, PlayStation or Xbox?
We'll go ahead and do Xbox, because I imagine we'll kick through that pretty quick. They did start off fairly cool. Like, Atlas did look neat.
I must have missed that one. I think I jumped in a little bit later.
Yeah. Atlas is another pirate game, because we don't have enough of those.
Right.
But it looked kind of neat. Like, it's different from Sea of Thieves. It's not quite as like realistic-ish looking as, was it Skull and Bones? That's never going to come out. But it looked like kind of an in-between sort of title.
Okay.
Fine with that. Like, it looks, check out the trailer. It's like, oh yeah, pirates. Cool.
Okay.
Comes out October 8th. Be neat.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll be on Game Pass or not. I hope so.
It's a world survival MMO.
Okay.
Built, explore, and conquer.
Okay. Sure.
All right.
And then they did, was it Children of Morta, which is, RPG-ish kind of. It's like, okay, yeah, that looks neat.
Yep.
That'll be fine. Comes out October 15th. They talked a lot about, the dungeons are made. They kept saying the dungeons are generated procedurally, which did not mean anything to me at all. Like, that's...
procedurally generated dungeons.
Yeah.
Well, that means that it's just random every time you go into it.
Right, so then just say that.
Right. Yeah, that was a weird way to word it.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's like the dungeons, these dungeons are generated differently every time, so you're never going to have you're not going to have the exact same experience twice. Cool, that I get. They're procedurally created dungeons. I don't know what that means. And
it's like it's a Diablo.
Yeah.
Well, not the new Diablo, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But yeah.
But so that was the thing. They talked about Project X Cloud Next. Yeah, it was. They're doing the cloud streaming. They're doing signups for open early access to the cloud streaming part of it. Which is different than the console streaming part of it, which is not yet available even for like beta or early access or anything like that.
Right.
Was it xbox.com/game streaming? Find out all your details and information there. It's a neat idea. I'm not sold on streaming games because, I've had PlayStation Now before.
Yeah, but you did try the Stadia when it came out with Assassin's Creed. You said it was good.
That's true. Stadia functioned tremendously well. So you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. So maybe this is more along those lines.
The thing is Google has the tech
That's
to make it
that.
where
There
you're
you go.
streaming it literally. The whatever station is not too far from you, but I don't know about Xbox.
No, I mean Google. I mean because it's all servers. Google has all of the servers. So I wasn't surprised when you really look at it. It shouldn't have been surprising that the Stadia Alpha basically ran well.
Oh,
But
it's only on Android.
yeah, you can only
Ugh.
you can only right now use it if you have an Xbox controller with Bluetooth capability and an Android phone or tablet.
Well, goodbye Xbox. What are you doing?
For people who want games on the go and have unlimited data and have a fantastic network and are in a location where they get a great signal and didn't buy a Switch,
God, no iPhone? Well, get out of here. What kind of...
Microsoft, Apple. Apple has Apple Arcade. So
I guess. Yeah, no, I was like, okay, I'll try this out. I thought I could do it like on the PC as well.
No.
But okay, well that's stupid. All right, well I guess if you have an Android, have at it.
Yeah. But and then they talked about the Game Pass PC lineup. They introduced Bad North, Dirt Rally 2.0, City Skylines, Saints Row 4. And they were like, these are coming to Game Pass on PC. And it's like, great. What else have you got? We updated the UI for the games beta app. Okay, what else you got? We have some new stuff that we released on Game Pass. Like what? Like Jump Force. Oh yeah, everybody loved that. What else you got? We're going to talk about Code Vein now, which is about vampires after the apocalypse. All right, sure. What have you got? We're going to show a trailer for A New Enemy. Okay, what else? Now we're going to talk about the Outer Worlds. It's like, all right, you're losing me here. You're definitely starting to lose me. But the Outer
Worlds seems interesting.
Outer Worlds does look very interesting. Like they did get me back with this. Comes out October 25th. I didn't realize it comes out in like a month.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. It looks interesting. It looks very much aware of it's kind of silly, without going overboard.
Right.
So that'll be neat. Ghost Recon Breakpoint had a slight presentation. It was basically like a Blu-ray bonus feature with John Bernthal.
Right.
And you can preload the beta, which comes out in, I forget if it was October or November. Mm-hmm. I kind of wasn't paying attention by this point. There's a new expansion for Hitman 2, which is cool if that's your thing. The Hitman games are like, this is a neat idea. I would watch people play Hitman. I'm terrible at playing it, but I'll watch people play it. Absolutely.
Giant Bomb does the best videos for Hitman. So if you ever want to watch people play it, go watch them, because what they do is they put up like stipulations. They'll spin a wheel and they're like, all right, you got to start with this, you got to do this, you got to do this, and you got to do this within the map. And so they all kind of huddle around each other and they see if the Hitman can do that. And then they pass the controller if they fail.
Okay.
And it gets fucking bonkers. They're like, yeah, you got to get this. You got to make sure he's wearing this outfit. And you got to get to this location. And it's just... And whenever they say that what they got to do, I get like anxiety. So I'm like, there's no way they're going to pull this off. And then they just... somehow by the hair of their ass, they figure it out. But yeah, it's good.
Nice. Yeah, that I will check out for sure.
Yeah. By the way, I know we talked about it earlier, and this is kind of a side tangent here. Have you tried any of the Apple Arcade stuff?
I haven't. No.
Oh, okay. I want to wait until I get the new phone. But like the Kind of Funny people seem to love it, like Greg Miller and whatnot.
Yeah.
I was listening to Gary Whitta. Like they were on Twitter talking about Grindstone and what was the other one? Sneaky Sasquatch. It's basically mobile games without all the BS.
Okay.
So like no, like you got to pay this to get this further. It's like actual games on it. When I first heard about it, I was like, okay, video games, whatever. I don't want to pay for another subscription thing, but apparently you get a month for free. So I'm gonna wait till I upgrade my phone to test that out. We'll talk about it, I guess. But
nice.
yeah. Anyway, sorry, you brought it up a few minutes ago, but I didn't want to stop you.
Yeah. And then they talked about Felix the Reaper, and they showed like the developers made a behind the scenes video, and that was where they lost me completely.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened after that.
Yeah, that was like a dancing Reaper game. Okay, cool.
That's the thing. Like, it looked neat, but
Yeah.
it didn't. The presentation was not for me.
Yeah, no. I think that was it. I think everyone was kind of waiting around to see in this one and in the Sony one if they were going to talk about Batman, and they never did.
Yeah.
So I think it left a lot of people disappointed. Yeah, so that was that was a bit odd, but yeah, there wasn't really much more to the Xbox stuff. Yeah, let's talk about State of Play.
But the State of Play was interesting, if nothing else.
Yeah.
They started with a game called Humanity, which I don't know what the hell was going on there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see if it's more than just like a physics, not simulator. What am I looking for here? Like almost like a test kind of thing.
Yeah, it reminded me. There's a few PC games like that where you kind of like throw a bunch of bodies into a thing and
yeah,
you throw them at each other for like a war or something like that. It reminded me of that. I just forget the name of the PC game, but yeah.
But I don't know. It comes out in 2020. It's a thing. It was weird. It explained the logo though for the State of Play. Like, I suddenly understood where these things were coming from now.
Yes.
They had another trailer for Modern Warfare. They talked about the Spec Ops Survival Mode as a timed PS4 exclusive.
Yep.
Because Sony and Activision have that thing going on.
I hate that. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
But I think they had to do this because there was no other way, because the maps and all the multiplayer stuff, it has to be shared across everything.
Right.
But I completely agree. This exclusive stuff for these third-party games is really stupid.
It's getting old.
It's so old. I didn't like it when Xbox did it. I don't like it when PlayStation does it. It's stupid. They do this stuff with Destiny, and I hate it. And you know, I play mostly on PlayStation, and I hate that. It's so dumb, so stupid.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But then they switched to Watam, which is from the Katamari studio.
Oh yeah, this was an acid trip.
Yes, it was, including the part where one of the characters is the poop emoji, and another character was the toilet emoji, and he flushed him down himself. And eventually, and at some point, they took the receiver off of a rotary phone character and just carried it away, and somebody wore it like a lampshade at a frat party. And I think
there was a nose at some point.
Yes. There was a literal runny nose, and I was just like, what is happening? What is going on here?
I'm in. I want to try that. What this is all about.
I'll try. Like, it'll eventually be a PS Plus game, and I'll pick it up then. Like, I'm down for that. But holy hell!
Exactly.
They showed a game called Arise from Techland Publishing.
Yeah.
Okay, like, I mean, it was a thing. It didn't make too much of an impression.
Yeah.
Something that I didn't even know was a thing was L.A. Noire, the VR files.
Man, they're putting that on everything.
Yeah, I didn't know that existed. But it's now available.
Think anyone did. I don't think anyone knew that existed until today.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, by the way, go play this now. It's like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, that's the one series Rockstar refuses to let die.
More power to them, I guess. And then that led to a little like reel of PSVR games. Gorn coming out later this year. Aspire 1 VR Operative coming out at some point this month. Stardust Odyssey coming out later this year. After the Fall coming out in 2020. And a Space Channel 5 VR game coming out this fall. I thought Space Channel 5 was dead and buried. Yeah. And as soon as I didn't even have to look at the title, as soon as I saw the colors and the outfits, and I was like, holy hell, Space Channel 5.
Yeah, I wish they put out the Darth Vader stuff for the PSVR.
Yeah.
They got that on Everything else besides PlayStation VR.
Right.
Man, that what's the headset that's like $400 that's completely wireless?
You're looking for the Oculus? Was it the Oculus Go? I think.
Oculus, is it Go or Quest?
Well, Go is the like $200 one, I think.
Quest is what I'm thinking. It's
Okay.
$400, completely wireless. I think it's got like 64 gigabytes in it, and I think you can play like the Darth Vader VR and stuff like that. The PlayStation VR is what, 250?
Has it come down now finally?
I
It
don't
was.
know.
It was 4.
Wow, really? It was
Yeah.
$400?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I had it at one point. I sold it.
Yeah.
$269 at GameStop. It might be used.
Yeah.
PlayStation VR, Trover, and Five Nights at Freddy's. New $269. That's actually not bad.
That's pretty good. But what all does that come with? Though?
I don't think that comes with. It comes with the camera, but not the joystick thingies.
Yeah, it doesn't include the Move stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's $349 at Amazon with the Move.
Yeah, which is
controllers.
Yeah, which is what you need. That's the full set. So yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd spend the extra $50 and get the Oculus Quest VR. It comes with the cool handsets as well, and it's completely wireless.
Yeah.
You don't need a computer. You don't need anything. You just put that bad boy on, and play VR games. You can play like the Darth Vader one. Man, I want to try that one out. I wish they would have it like Best Buy or something like that. You could test it out.
Yeah.
But it's too expensive for my blood.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
They talked about Medieval, the new. I don't want to call it a remaster because it's not, but the new version. There is a demo out today. I didn't check and see if it's live yet. I imagine it is by now. It's 9:00 on the East Coast. It better be.
Yeah.
And it's available until October 6th.
Yeah.
And you can unlock the helmet for in-game. I like that the demo has a reward for you.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of neat. And it's probably largely cosmetic, I would imagine.
Yeah.
It may up your defense slightly, but I doubt it's a big deal.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I loved this game back in the day. I was really stoked to see they were doing a new PS4 version.
Yeah.
So very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And then they dropped a bomb in the middle of this. Civ 6 coming to PlayStation.
Yes.
Finally.
Yeah. No, I got it on the Switch and the iPad, so I'm good.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it finally came to PlayStation.
But yeah, I mean, can you imagine this, on a PS4 Pro? Like, God, I'll bet it's just gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Because is it on Xbox?
I don't know.
Or is it just PC and I guess now Switch? No, it is. It is on Xbox. It has to be on it because I've played it.
It's coming to Xbox, releasing November 22nd.
Oh, that's exactly when it's coming to PlayStation.
Yep. So it's coming to both.
Okay, fair enough.
That's crazy. It went to the Switch first.
Yeah,
Can we just say that?
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's insane. Because it does take a little bit of like maneuvering with the Switch controls, but at least it's touchscreen.
Yeah, it's fair.
But it's definitely a game made for mouse and keyboard, just because it's easy to click and pull panels. And...
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. It's very much a mouse and keyboard.
Oh yeah, but if you're huge into Civilization and you're wanting to play this on your big screen, it's worth it. If you want to play it on your Switch to you want to be in the park playing it, you can totally do that. Like it's cool.
Yeah, it's another option basically.
Oh yeah.
And they have a bundle with the expansions with Rise and Fall and Gathering Storm.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like we said, November 22nd.
Yeah,
so that'd be cool. They
I
also
think
go for it.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna move on. Where were you going?
No, nothing. I was gonna say something, but I see it's ahead, so we'll keep going. Yeah,
Excellent.
sorry.
Yeah, the next thing they announced the PS4 Pro Death Stranding bundle.
Jesus.
Because why not? As soon as I saw like Death Stranding coming up, and I was just like, oh god, I thought this was only going to be 20 minutes long. I didn't know it was going to be 4 hours of gameplay.
Did you see the P controller?
Yeah.
They got a P controller.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is on the left-hand side of the controller, you see the baby.
Yeah.
Which is creepy until I totally want it.
I think that's the idea.
You thought I didn't think I was going to say I wanted it, but oh my god. It looks so creepy. It's a see-through controller. It literally looks like someone peed inside of it. And there's a baby on the left-hand side trying to get out.
Yeah. I would too, really.
Yeah. And the way the Death Stranding looks while it's like dripping down, it just looks bad. But it's so weird and so Kojima.
Yeah.
I definitely want it.
Yeah, I mean it's what you'd expect, but
yeah. Wait a second, is this? Hold on, is this photoshopped?
What?
Oh, it is photoshopped. Wait, which one is real? Every other picture of it, I'll send it to you through Facebook.
Because I'm not seeing a baby here.
Oh, I was seeing a baby on one of them, but it's clearly photoshopped, and I thought this was super cool looking.
Yeah.
Here, I'll send it to you. And I thought, wow, that actually looks really cool. Like, it almost looked like it had a sticker on the inside that made it look like the baby was trying to get out. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Like, how neat would that be?
It would have been neat. It would have been really creepy though.
Totally creepy. But I mean, what kind of? There's not that many PlayStation controllers like that. That would be totally just weird and strange and cool to have.
Yeah.
But yeah, it totally looks like peas. So there you go. That's your thing.
Different strokes for different folks, I guess.
That's true. No geek shaming here.
No, very true.
Yeah.
And then they talked about After Party, which is a game I hadn't heard of before, and I can't wait to play.
Oh, that's what I was actually going to bring up. That's what's her name? She's in the Star Wars game. Jana, what's her name?
Can't help
she's in the Star Wars Battlefront 2 game.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Who played Eden Verso.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's starring in that game. She does the voice. Jana Gonflicker. I'm terrible pronouncing it. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, I saw her talk about it on Giant Bomb's after show on E3. And it seems super interesting. Like, they go to hell. They find out, like, hey, they find a loophole that the only way to get out of hell is to, like, go to an after party with the devil. That was so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, seems cool.
But
October 29th.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it because it actually looks pretty good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then they talked about the PS Plus games for October. Again, The Last of Us Remastered, which leads into their last bit of news. But also MLB The Show 19, because I keep forgetting they make those games.
Hey, people love them, man.
They do. They sell. And I don't, it's not my speed at all, so I don't pay any attention to it, but those games genuinely sell.
Didn't this game just come out?
No, they have to have done a 20 by now. MLB The Show. I'll look it up, but there's gotta be, when did it release? MLB The Show
March 2019.
Really? So it is just a few months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Hey, I'm totally down to, if it's a free baseball game.
I'll play it. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, pump that in and it's the same thing with the Forza game you were telling me about. You've talked about it for so long, how cool and whatever it is, and I don't care about cars at all. I'm not a car person, but that was fun to hop in and play, and you go through the seasons, you run around and go to the different tracks and whatnot.
The mainline Forza games are for your gearheads. That's the Gran Turismo kind of simulation racing game. Right. Horizon is I want to jump in some ridiculously souped up off-road whatever the hell and
Right.
just drive across a lake because I need to hit this ramp. Like,
Yeah.
that's the Horizon. That's my style racing game. The Horizon games are fantastic.
Oh
And
yeah, and like the motorcycles and going
yep,
back and forth through it, and and then you can hit the button that reverses time,
yep,
which was pretty cool. Yeah, it was really fun. So the same kind of concept with baseball. I'll totally, if it's free, heck yeah, I'll hop in there and play. Because I mean, the baseball game is like, especially for like the Nintendo. That was the game that whenever I went to my buddy's house and they only had a few games for whatever reason, they always wanted to play baseball. And it's like, all right, we'll play baseball for the 30th time. Do you not got Mario? Do you not got Mario Kart or something?
yeah,
I always felt like my cousins, that's all they played was the baseball games on the Nintendo.
yeah.
What was it, RBI or I don't know. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
But I think, was that the end of, and then of course, that led into The Last of Us Part 2. We
Yeah.
got a new little trailer, and we finally got a release date, February 21st of next year.
I loved the trailer, but I'm kind of getting over I don't want to spoil the trailer, but the trope that they show in it, and it's like,
Yeah. Yeah,
we've seen that a million times.
it is. It's played out on just so much. It's like,
You just think studios and these. Granted, they made this years ago. They started it,
yeah.
but you think by 2019 they'd be like, okay, we're get a backlash with, I don't know. I don't want to start naming movie because then it spoils what the trope is. But
Right, but even then, it's like yeah, it's kind of old.
yeah, but the trailer looked great though. I like the reveal at the end. Yeah. I can't wait.
But
I imagine this is how El Camino's gonna go.
yeah,
I think I saw that. I was like, this is. I'm pretty sure this is The Last of Us Part 2 is basically El Camino.
it seems like, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, both look great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that it? Oh, did we talk about Fortnite, the Batman content?
No, because of course there's going to be Batman Fortnite content. Why not?
And I think it's like you have to buy the costume. I don't think there's any way of getting it free in the game.
Well, of course not.
Yeah, I think it's like $20. You get a Batman costume.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You know what I want to play? I want to play the Call of Duty Battlefront game, or the Battlegrounds type game, which is the Black Ops 4.
Okay.
I think on the PC you can buy it separately for like $30. But I've been wanting to play around with that for a little bit now. I don't know. I've been watching some videos on YouTube and Twitch and whatnot. It seems like a cool Battlegrounds type game. Have you played it? Oh, that's right. You don't play Call of Duty at all.
Not really.
Yeah.
I played World War II when it came out because I was like this because I'm weird. I play single player games for the story.
Yeah.
So like that. So and that was great.
Yeah.
I tremendously enjoyed it. Most Call of Duty games, I'm take it or leave it because it's a variation on the same story. Battlefield has the same problem. It's the same kind of thing. But I really enjoyed the World War II Call of Duty.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean the story trailer that was actually one thing they did release today was the story trailer for Modern Warfare. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah.
I digress. We didn't even talk. Oh, I guess we talked about last week was the Super Nintendo games now on the Switch.
Yep.
Kuni now is out. The original one out on PlayStation 4 and the Switch. What else? There was something else that came out, but I don't know. Link's Awakening is what I want to get into.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed that I'm not able to pick that up because it really looks good.
Yeah. Ooh, it looks great. The little toys.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we'll see. But anyway, I think that's it. You want to talk about It Chapter 2?
It was creepy. It's creepy as hell. And it was a good send off. They did. Yeah. It's different enough from the book where it needed to be.
Yeah.
And I dug it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Cool.
And we had, we're counting down. We had NXT had its live USA debut in the weird like split 2-hour format that they're doing, which
What a
it's a stupid
dumb
idea.
thing to do.
It is. It's a terrible idea.
NXT's great. I love what they showed. NXT, to me personally, that's the best product they have, and I can't wait for it to be talked about just as much as Raw and SmackDown. But they can't do the split.
No, it needs to be, it needs to be 2 hours on USA, and then leave it for a day. That's fine. Put it up on the network 24 hours later. I'm okay with that. Like, that makes sense.
But I don't think anyone's dropping the network because now NXT is on television.
No,
they want the network for the pay-per-views.
Exactly. Like, people stick around for NXT, but they're not going to drop the network.
Exactly.
Like, it's, no.
Yeah, exactly. And do more NXT pay-per-views. That's how you
they have actually, like, I'm pretty sure that is going to be a thing now.
There you go. That's how you do it.
They have talked about increasing the number of takeovers. I worry if they're going to go too far, because you don't want one every month. Give me an extra couple a year. Give me one every 2 months. I'm good with that.
Right. No, I'm trying to think of ways for them to not do the split, because people who watch the second part is going to be pointless to anyone, because I think in WWE's eyes, the television show is going to be canon, and the stuff afterwards is going to be dark matches.
No, it's canon.
I understand that, and I think they're saying that, but to the most viewers who are just the ones who don't have the network.
Right, they're not. I get WWE wants the hour on USA to drive people to the network, but that's not how that's going to go.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We got AEW next week, right?
AEW Dynamite, next Wednesday night.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I got a ticket for November 6th. I'm very excited. Yeah, they're going to be in Charlotte at the Bojangles Coliseum.
There you go. The Bojangles Coliseum.
I'm excited. It's not the bigger one. It's not the the Spectrum Center, but it's
it's got to be the smaller more.
Right, but by smaller, instead of like 12,000 people, it holds 8.
Right.
It's not a big drop down, and that's also going to be a better atmosphere that way.
Oh yeah. Well, this is probably the worst example possible. I've been to 2 wrestling shows in my life. I've been to WrestleMania, and I've been to NXT.
And where did you have a better time?
NXT.
Yeah, buddy.
Now, don't get me wrong. WrestleMania was an event I would never.
Oh no,
that's something I'll always, because the spectacle of it and the explosions and all that other stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I had no idea what was going on half the time, because you could barely see the ring. You're all the way up in a stadium, and you're just kind of rooting for your person looking at a screen. But with NXT, so when Samoa Joe walks by you, you feel that Samoan stomping.
Yeah.
And the way the crowd reacted to Nakamura, and you're right there. You're patting him on the back. You're literally right. And even if you're not first row, you're 5th or 6th row. You're right there. It's so much more personal.
Yeah. The NXT arena, as it was at Full Sail Live, it's not a large venue.
No,
it's not.
And it's deceiving, because I watched NXT for a couple of years before that.
Yeah, it looks.
For whatever reason, my brain thought it was much bigger.
It looks it. It really does look it on the broadcast, and then you get there and you're like, this isn't much bigger than like a high school gym.
It is a extremely well produced high school gym.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot bigger than that. It's a decent sized venue, holds a few hundred, but yeah. I mean that's it, holds a few hundred.
And see, I would prefer that than going to like a Raw where you're way in the back. You're into it because everyone else is into it, but I don't know. To make it that personal, that's awesome.
No,
and I think that's how a lot of the AEW shows are going to be as well. They're going to be much smaller.
That's what I'm hoping for, because I've done Raw and SmackDown at the Spectrum Center, and I mean they were great fun. I had a blast, but they were nothing. I feel like AEW at the Bojangles Coliseum, which to me is still just a fantastic name. I love that. Like, there's nothing more southern than saying Bojangles Coliseum. It's fantastic.
Yes.
Is gonna feel more like when I was at Arrival.
Yeah.
Which is an experience that I've not had since. Like, nothing. no matter what concert or wrestling show or anything I've gone to since then, has been like that. The first thing on the network, to be there for NXT, to be there with people from Full Sail recognizing this was history. You know,
Right.
it was a whole confluence of this is just tremendous.
Yeah.
And then the quality of the product, you know, on top of everything. It was just, that was a hell of a night.
Oh yeah.
But no, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a very different vibe than a WWE show. No question about it. And I'm excited about that. I really am.
Yeah.
I hope, you know, Kenny Omega gets left around a hot mic where he gets to make fun of everybody else again. Like that's, oh man, if you're not watching Being the Elite, you've got to.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's gonna be exciting the next few months. I think they're both just gonna make each other be better.
Yeah.
There's a lot of criticisms the WWE throws at AEW, and I think, you know, they're well deserved. At the same time, I think they're just getting started.
And that's the thing. Like, there's the narrative originally, you know, for the first like 6 months to maybe even a year of AEW's existence is going to be negative because the bar is set so high.
Right.
It can't meet it. It can't possibly meet it because it's set that high by itself, by the fans. Right. It cannot meet those expectations. And I think that's unfairly going to be portrayed. Right. Because people are already expecting so much, and they're going to miss the fact that if they had just gone into this and said, oh, hey, I'm going to watch his show, it would be tremendous, because it's going to be awesome.
Right.
But it's not going to meet this kind of mythical bar that's been set, which is just not going to happen.
Exactly. I just think they're going to push each other to be much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what we want. It's a win-win for fans, you know.
Yeah.
You can watch both, and hopefully both get better and better.
Yeah, I mean, you know, people have DVRs now, so nobody needs to switch back and forth.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But,
DVR it, catch it later.
Yeah. You know.
I personally think anything that's shown on the USA Network and Fox and whatever, like you said, should be the next day on the WWE Network.
Yeah.
That's how you keep people watching the network, is because who can, you know, Monday, Tuesday right now we're doing this, we're not watching it. Like, it would be cool later on if the next day we could catch it on the network. So
right, and I'm not, and you know, for Monday nights I'm excited about The Fiend, and that's it. Like, that's all I got for you.
Oh, did you hear what happened?
Oh, what happened?
Apparently after the show, I guess Rollins got the better of him, and then they turned the lights off for him to escape, but they didn't completely turn the lights off, and so he tried to run out of the arena, and it came off super comical.
Oh, of course it did.
I'm glad it didn't make the air.
Yeah, so am I.
Because that would have ruined it. They said he was just sprinting out.
Well, sure.
And he was so upset because they were supposed to completely cut the lights off.
And they just...
But it just made him look like a coward.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, because that's, you know, I mean, that's what happens when they cut the lights.
Yeah,
you know, if somebody's,
that's the show, right?
Yeah, if somebody's running in or running out, you know, they don't just pop up in the ring. They haul down to that ring.
Yes.
So
maybe next, you know, because what they do, the reason why they obviously, I'm telling you like you don't know, but obviously you know this.
Yeah.
But I guess for the audiences, what they do is they do the dark match stuff to test, you know, because he's got a pay-per-view coming up.
Yeah.
And that has to be done to perfection for it to work out right. And so, I don't know, maybe next time he just hides under the ring or something like that to give him enough time, or in case the lights have an issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't want to see half the lights off and him just darting to the back. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was cool. Everything they do with the Fiend makes sense. I couldn't be more upset with what they're doing with Strowman. You know, it's like, how many times is he going to lose the champion, to lose trying to get the belt?
Yeah, but I was okay with this week when he got attacked by the Fiend and then got up and had to be attacked again. Like, it kept him looking strong. It played a little bit into the old Wyatt family story.
See, that's why I think it should be them two, but I imagine maybe they're waiting for them for like Mania.
And you know, they'll get around to that. at some point.
To me, that would be the match is Bray versus Strowman at Mania.
Yeah.
Because who else are you gonna have take the? I hope Bray gets it and he gets the championship for a while.
Yeah.
But
the problem is they're gonna bring back the Demon to beat the Fiend.
Yeah, I guess.
And I'm not excited about that.
To me, it would be better if Strowman. He deserves it, man. He's put on some of the best. Like no one thought he was gonna be good.
No, I'm sorry. That splash at Night of Champions, what in the hell?
Like no one thought that I love it when he runs around the ring now.
Yeah.
Like the amount of think about a big guy like him. What other big guy have we seen put in that much work except maybe Undertaker? But not at the speed that Strowman has.
Exactly. No, Braun knows what he's doing. I can't wait for him to like moonsault at Mania and just scare the absolute hell out of everyone. Like, it's going to be amazing.
It's absolutely insane the stuff that he's doing.
Yeah.
He's not putting on 2-3 minute matches like the Big Show used to do. You know, like he's putting in long ass matches, just as long as anyone else.
Yeah, he gets in that ring and he goes. It's a very Bam Bam Bigelow kind of style of he's going to overpower you. He's going to toss you into the third row at ringside, or he's going to do some ridiculously athletic thing. Just terrify people. You know?
Yeah. So I hope that Bray wins it at Hell in a Cell, and then I hope somehow down the road that leads to him and Strowman. It would only make sense.
Yeah.
But you're right. I guess with Balor, he'd need to come back, and I don't know.
And I'm not excited about SmackDown because I don't want to see Brock hold another championship. I don't want this at all. And you know it's going to be. Like, Kofi will put up a hell of a fight and then get whooped.
Yep, for Fox, they need those numbers.
It's going to be 6 minutes at best. And it's going to be just, like, the air is going to just rush out of that auditorium.
Yep.
Like, it is. Everybody's going to look and go, yep, we figured that.
Yep, and it's going to be Reigns. You know, they're going to shift to have Roman Reigns try and get it now.
Yep, and it'll go back to him, and either him or Daniel Bryan. And I would not mind a Bryan Lesnar program. That I'm okay with.
Yeah.
But I'm not excited about Brock being a champ again.
Nope.
I'm just not.
Nope, not at all. When do you think they'll do a what do you call it, where they split them up?
Draft. The second episode of SmackDown on Fox.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah, they've already announced. It starts.
Okay. When's that?
What is it? A week from Friday is the first live one, so it's the week after that. It's going to start on SmackDown and finish on the following Raw.
Oh, okay.
Instead of, usually they've done it the other way around because Raw is earlier in the week, but they're not doing it that way this year. But yeah, it's the second Fox episode of SmackDown. They're going to start a draft, and the following Monday on Raw, they're going to finish it. And it's actually going to be a brand split. None of this wild card crap, none of this nonsense.
Now, are any of them are they going to do NXT along with that or no?
That I don't know.
Man,
I doubt
they've been teasing Owens going to NXT, and I would totally love that.
Yeah, but then he showed up last week and was like, I'm going to sue Shane McMahon and so on. And I was like, I don't care. Like, it's stupid.
I think it'd be great if NXT just had they rotated a couple.
I'd love that. Oh yeah, absolutely.
AJ Styles, Owens, even like I could totally see people like Alexa Bliss doing it because they live here. Imagine instead you get like half of a year where it's like instead of traveling, you're in Orlando, you're doing your show, and you get a chance to like relax a little bit. I think in Owens here too, he lives here in Orlando, so I could totally see those people wanting to come down to NXT and only bring it up. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're working with that talent. I think it'd be perfect.
No, I think it'd be fantastic.
Yeah, man, have the whole OC there, the OG club or whatever.
God, the original, the official, the only club that matters. God.
Yeah.
I'm
they
sorry.
Gotta do that.
Every time they come out, that's not the music I hear.
Yeah.
Like it's the OC. I hear you. I'm just like, California.
Right. Yeah. No, I've liked what they've done with them ever since they
Yeah,
re-signed up.
I like that they've been badass again.
Right, right,
They
right.
needed that.
I think there needs to be a good staple, and the only staples are in like NXT
Yeah,
right now.
you have the Undisputed Era, and that's it.
Yeah, like
You've got Imperium over in NXT UK.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like I think the OC they need to start getting people on. Or I guess we have New Day, but it's only been 3 members. New Day should add some people.
Yeah, but who's gonna join the New Day?
Who would be what's his name? Not Prince Pretty. What's his name?
Fandango.
Fandango. Yes, someone like that.
But the Fashion Police are back in NXT.
I know, but I'm just saying, have someone that actually work good with them.
True.
I think they work fine with them.
I liked when they brought Kevin Owens in for a little bit.
There you go.
I enjoyed
Kevin
that
Owens.
work. It didn't work out, but
right, have someone that's just gonna have a good time with them. Braun Strowman, just have someone that would have a blast with it. Someone that's down to get goofy. Braun is. Remember when he came out with that big ass? What was it?
With the cello. When he had the cello.
Yes, yeah. Stuff like that. People that are down to have some fun. Who knows?
I don't know. I like that Carmelo won the 24/7 championship.
Yeah.
And that Truth didn't immediately try to take it back. That he was just kind of like, okay, so we're gonna do this now.
Yeah, yeah.
Then the joke of the night that everybody missed. They took a shot at Drake Maverick, who hasn't been able to consummate his marriage since he's not 24/7 champ.
Right.
They called out Corey on commentary because he and Carmella are a thing, and Renee Young said you'll finally be able to consummate winning the 24/7 championship, and Corey went, oh, it's too late for that. I thought, great. They got away with that one. They big time got away with that one.
Yeah.
My favorite gag that did not make it on camera, though, was after they rolled out of the ring, usually, Carmella would jump on Truth's back and they'd take off. Truth tried to get on Carmella's back, and you could tell, like, they did it, like, at the edge of the screen as the camera was shifting back to the ring. So you didn't see the full gag, but I imagine it was just like, no, this is not going to work. And so then they went back to her jumping on his back, and then they took off. But I was like, I'm all for this. I love the 48 7-11 European TV Championship stuff. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun and it's funny and it's harmless and it gets people some TV time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not as stupid as Rusev being not the father of Maria Kanellis' baby.
Right. Man, they floundered that comeback.
Yeah, that just should not... Like, Rusev should have just turned up after that. Like, not connected to it at all. Like, Mike should have been just beaten down in the ring and left. And, Maria comes out and talks him down and then leaves. And there's Mike still looking distraught. And Rusev just comes out from the crowd and obliterates him for no reason.
Yeah.
Comes back next week and does the same thing to EC3. Like he did this week, but not in a match. Just comes out and just wrecks people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good with that.
Oh, yeah. They released the new, I guess, AC/DC's Are You Ready is going to be the SmackDown song.
Okay.
And Legendary by Skillet is going to be Raw's.
Okay.
They're showing, like, the new logos and stuff.
Yeah, I like the new Raw logo.
Yeah. Looks pretty cool.
But yeah, it's going to be weird. We're going to have Brock Lesnar on TV twice in 1 week.
Yeah.
That's going to be bizarre.
Yeah, they're promoting him for both. The season premiere of Raw.
Yeah. Which is true. And I know everybody's like, why are they talking about that? Well, because from a television standpoint, it is true. They do still have to break it down into seasons. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully something crazy happens, because if it's the season premiere, we want people to stay tuned.
Fiend. I want the Fiend to maul Brock Lesnar and just, like, because could you imagine that arena would lose its mind?
Oh, yeah. They got to build him up, and that would be one thing to do it.
And then it gives Kofi an out. Brock, who, it's Goldberg when Eddie beat him.
Right.
It's that mind game. Don't have the Fiend get physically involved on SmackDown, but kill half the lights or whatever, and Brock freaks out, and Kofi, pulls out a win.
I mean, it's funny you say that because remember when Goldberg beat Brock.
Yeah.
As fast as he did, and he also did Kevin Owens. Like
Yeah.
it made Goldberg like, whoa, wait a second, this
Yeah,
old
it's
guy's got some, yeah.
exactly like that. That would put the Fiend over the top,
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah.
But they'd never do it because Brock would never do it. But
right.
That would just be amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. But anyway, we'll be back next week. More some games.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Maybe some more Star Wars books.
Well, I'll try. I make no promises, but I'll try.
Yeah.
I want to at least. I feel like I don't know which one I want to read first because I've got a handful of them and I've recommended like all of the rest of them to the library. It's like, hey, you read these because I want to read them.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. I'm going through the Thrawn books right now, so we'll see. But anyway, we'll be back next week. Make sure you go to wegeekpodcast@gmail.com or Twitter @wegeekpodcast, @theloganwood, @AdamEsep. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and the Android Podcast. Go to our YouTube channel, We Geek Podcast. Post up there weekly. What am I missing here? Facebook group @We Geek Podcast. Send us questions at the gmail.com, at the Gmail email address. And I don't know, if nothing else, we'll see you next week, Captain.
Captain.